Coach Chris Carvin, Sunday Source, the blocking that you guys have had at your position, what would you say about how that's compared to your level of expectations at this point? Because it seems like they've been pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're making progress. We kind of set out with an early goal to establish ourselves as, very trusted blockers, and we're going to get plays started and be great at the first level. And, a lot goes into that. And I think these guys as a group, and especially obviously Kurt, who's playing, 46 to 50 plays a game, it's just taking a lot of pride and a lot of ownership in it. He comes out hungry to work every day. Blocking starts with a mindset. It really does. And Coach Cav has this great quote that, there's no better feeling than moving a man from point A to point B against his will. And I think every great blocker starts with that mindset, and they got to enjoy it. And these guys will come out, they're doing a good job of working their craft and the tools in the belt, but it starts with that mindset and the want to, and the kind of desire to be good at it. And I'm really pleased with where we're at so far. We still got things we're trying to get better at and, trying to clean up, but, we're working at it, making progress.
And what about Curtis's involvement now in the passing game? A lot of those tight end releases on the seam. He's making some pretty good plays.
Yeah, I think he's obviously showing that. Am I too close?
Maybe.
It's probably me giving too much feedback. I think Kurt's showing that his athleticism, the ability to get off the line, the ability to stretch the field, and also the ability to do things with the ball in his hands after the catch. That's where that receiver background comes in. He's above average athlete at that position, and he's been doing some really good things catching the football. Obviously, last week we were putting the emphasis on ball security and what we do once we get the ball in our hands, and continue to keep it high and tight and protect it. I think I've been really pleased, with his involvement in the offense and his ability to get open and to make the play, and not all routine plays. He's doing a good job on some balls on the back shoulder, things like that. So, when the ball's in there, man, that's our money. We're trying to go get it and attack it, and he's doing a really good job of that.
Hey, Coach Zach Keenan, Doubles Digest. UCLA's tight ends gotten a lot of publicity lately. You think your tight ends can come up and match that?
I have no idea about the publicity. I know we're just trying to keep doing our job, and I know that I feel a sense in the room that there's a lot of pride, with Kurt, John, Hatch, even Jalen starting to, play and contribute a little bit more and come around in his role. But there's just a lot of pride to their teammates. And I think that's what matters most, the way that they're respected on the team by doing their job. And, if that turns into publicity because we're productive and because other people are acknowledging that we're doing a good job, then great. But we're not really being in too much of a comparison game. And I think that's just kind of their mindset. I really hadn't heard a lot about it. I think more so just trying to go back to work and get better and, try to be the guys people can depend on in our offense.
The equipment staff tweeted out that Case Hatch just broke his second face mask of the season. What does that say about him, not only as a blocker, but just as a guy?
Yeah, I call him like the Tasmanian devil sometimes. Old Looney Tunes. You guys are all probably too young for that. But he's like, he just, he goes a million miles a second. I've said before, like he plays every play like his last play. And, he's one of those guys. If he was a boxer or an MMA fighter, he like outfights his weight class. He's 230 plus pounds, but he brings every ounce of it on every play he's involved in, and he's fun to watch, and he's fun to coach. And he's not perfect either on some of those things. We got to learn with him about kind of controlling that and learning how to play, in control and with great technique. But there's nobody on the field, whether it's special teams or on offensive play, that's going to play with any more effort than he does.
This game is going to be a war in the trenches. What are you talking to your players about as far as just the opportunity and what's important for them to be focused on?
I think, Tuesdays, we obviously introduce our opponent, and they had Mondays, they did film review and some film study on their own while we were putting our game plan together. And so Tuesday, a lot of the attention is structurally what they're doing, schematically what they're doing, who the people are going to be. But a lot of attention on what we're doing. You get a heavy install. We've got 40 plays we put in today. So most of our attention is on us and doing our job, assignment, alignment, review, and the things that we're going to see. As we get later in the week, I think the attention, and the game plan set and the attention really starts to get back on them again, visualizing who it's going to be, exactly what it's going to look like, and start getting that mindset prepared for the environment and some of those other things that I think you're talking about. And we'll get that. That's all part of the process in the week. Our guys know with, in this offense and demands we put on them, with our installation process, that their attention really has to be on us on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then on Thursdays, Fridays, we can really start building the mindset towards, the environment, our opponent, and what it's going to look like and feel like. And I think as we do get there, it won't be hard to motivate those guys. I think there was a real business-like attitude at practice today. It wasn't a lot of rah-rah, but guys were playing fast, from the waist down. Guys were dialed in. I think that business-like attitude, that, be a pro that we talk about, it kind of showed up today. And if we can keep doing that, Wednesday, Thursday, and then mentally on Friday as we get ready for Saturday, I think we'll be in a good place. And then guys can play with some passion and emotion and confident in what they're doing.
There were some operational challenges that were unique to BYU, I know. But going on the road now again into the Rose Bowl and UCLA, your thoughts about just kind of making sure that you guys are as clean as possible?
Yeah, I know Coach Herm talked about it. Coach Zach talked about it after that game, that could be a real opportunity for us to learn and grow from down the road. And so that's obviously still on our mind. It was only 2 weeks ago. So I think the guys know what we're getting into. And to be honest, they're probably excited to go back on the road because they want to show that's not Arizona State football. I don't think anybody in this program or organization was happy about the way that went on the road. So I think as a group, everybody's kind of looking forward to the challenge, I think, if you will.
On Jalen Conyers having his first catch in maroon and gold, can you tell us what that moment was like for you as a coach and maybe Jalen as a player as well?
Yeah, I do. I was proud. I'm excited for him. Just, as a coach, you love seeing smiles on your guys' faces. At the end of the day, college football is a big business, right? But every young person starts playing football because it's fun. And it still is, too, and it can be. And when you see smiles on your guy's face, whether they're catching their first pass, one of the biggest smiles I've seen on his face this year was the first, really knockdown block he had, and he came off, and he was like, oh, man, this blocking thing's fun when you do it, right? That might have even been a more special moment to me this year than the catch was, to be honest. Because Jalen, in his past and his background, he's one of the has one of the better sets of ball skills on the team. I mean, he's a high school wide receiver. He's a guy that does that naturally, and so, But I was excited for him. He was excited, and I think it's just the first of many. He's coming along, and we talked about with you guys a few weeks ago. It's just about progress, and that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when and trying to develop him into a complete player. And so he's making good progress. Just every week we're picking one or two things. Let's get better at this week. I think you'll continue to see him in an expanded role and playing meaningful snaps as the season goes on.